Hey skiers, it's Bob with SkiEssentials.com. Welcome to our 2025 ski test. We got a Head Rebels E-Race Pro for you today. This ski represents kind of the mid-radius of their Rebels series of race skis. These are just a shade below what they're putting out there in the FIS. Certainly a different shape overall. Nothing really meets what this thing does on the current race circuit. But if you're looking to be in a citizens race, a master's race, depending on their qualifications, or anything like that, even just super high-end, front side carving performance, this E-Race Pro is a great place to be. It is a very specific tool for this job, though, featuring that race room construction and just a slightly different shape than a real race ski. But there's not a whole lot else it does versus just simply carving mid-radius turns on the feet of very skilled and experienced skiers. If you're looking for something that even has a remote whiff of going off trail, I think there's much better options out there in the wider front side carving range. But if you're looking for the ultimate in precision and power in a mid-radius carve, this is a place to be. Not much else out there doing what Head is doing in terms of that high-end recreational carving. And these E-Race Pros are a wonderful example of how they are taking their beautiful racing heritage and putting it into a more recreational and consumer-based ski. We are built with that full World Cup sandwich sidewall construction, 2 sheets of metal, full sidewall throughout, so lots of burly construction going on in here. No issues with how these skis are built, about as traditional as it gets. There is that energy management circuit that does add the technological advances to it by filtering out unwanted vibrations. And it's kind of hard to say whether this circuit works or not in such a burly build, but we do know that these skis are extremely stable and chatter-free. So there's something to it. Whether it works or not, how they advertise, there's not much that is less chattery than these skis. They are extremely smooth and stable and high performance. Also get that race plate on it, so that not only stiffens that underfoot zone, but it also lifts your binding off the ski, allowing you to generate a higher edge angle and a deeper carve while you're going down the hill. There does need to be, a minimum of firmness to the snow. Anything that's even slightly softer than boilerplate, these things get pretty narrow. So there's 68 millimeters underfoot and generating a 14.8 meter turn radius here in the 170. So it's 68 underfoot. There's just not a lot to stand on here. If you're on anything softer, these skis, because of their stiffness and weight, are just going to push through that snow. So you really want to make sure that you are specifically on very hard snow to make these things get the most performance. Otherwise, it just feels like your skis are too stiff and too narrow. So the firmer, the better with these E-Race Pros for sure. And when we're talking about skis like this, generally rocker and taper do not filter their ways into the discussion, except in the inverse. So we have a lot of positive camber going on here, fully cambered ski, no taper at all. In fact, it just keeps going out until the very end, elongating that effective edge and making these skis extremely smooth. The longer the edge is in contact with the snow, the smoother the ski is going to be. And then with the tail, it is very, very race-oriented. Metal inserts, super, super sharp angles. These skis will not just simply release from the turn. You're going to have to do the work and get them to rebound into the next turn. There's not a whole lot of wiggle room here. These are very specific to creating that true tip-to-tail full carve, and there's really not a whole lot of question about it. With the plate here, we're at the 170, and we're on the scale at 2,275 grams, so there's some heft here for sure. Skilled skiers, strong skiers, those with a competitive race background, those are the ones that are going to have the most success here. If you're looking for something that's kind of even like a moderate GS ski, these are kind of a handful. So I think that there's better options even in that regard. If you're looking at the Super Shape construction as well, I think that that's kind of a nice way to go from here. These are definitely reserved for a very specific skill set and someone who's looking for something specific. And you should also live or ski in a place that features very firm snow, because like I said, anything softer than super firm, and these just feel like they're too narrow. But for what they do it better than anything else. So make sure you check out these Head Rebels E-Race Pros here at skiessentials.com, and we'll see you out there on the hill. Bye.